What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus check video. In today's video, I want to answer three things a lot of people have been asking. First, and the main thing is, how can I get more stimulus, or how can I get additional help when help is not really coming? What can I do, and what do you suggest? That's the first thing I'm going to answer, and I'm also going to answer, is a second stimulus check actually coming? There are many conflicting reports. Yes, a stimulus check is coming. No, a stimulus check is not coming. Whether it's coming or whether it's not, you want an actual answer. I'm going to give you that, and I also address this in the video I did earlier today. If you haven't seen that, I will link to it down in the description box below. And the last thing, how can I make more money? How can I make money specifically online? Well, I'm going to show you three ways that you can use right now to start making money online. The best part about this is it doesn't mean you have to be an online expert. You do not need to know how to do any of these things. I'll walk you through each one of these step by step. So if you want to see that, make sure you stick around for this entire video. So as I said, I want to answer these three questions that a lot of people have been asking and explain what that current holdup is on the second stimulus check. But I first want to answer, where is the second stimulus check and are we going to get it? Now, before I dive into this video, can you do me a favor? Like always, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoy me doing all the research. So all you have to do is watch a simple video and you get all the information in one spot. If you enjoy that, please smash that thumbs up button, share this video with your friends and family on Facebook. But let's begin. So, is a second stimulus check coming? That is the question so many people have. And the problem with this is there's a lot of different reports. It depends who you ask. If you ask President Trump, a stimulus check is coming. When you talk to somebody like Mitch McConnell, he's not so optimistic. When you are getting information from a Democratic side, they say a stimulus check is coming, but Republicans are holding it up. And Republicans say, yes, we tried to pass a stimulus check, but the Democrats are holding it up. Democrats, and specifically Nancy Pelosi, said no. Well, right now, there are many things holding up the second stimulus check, but both parties would like to see this passed. The problem is the second stimulus check is tied to the other parts inside this stimulus package. For example, state and local government funding, funding for schools, SNAP benefits, and so much more. Now, Mark Meadows on Saturday went to go speak with Nancy Pelosi about including a second stimulus check and enhanced unemployment in the vote that the House had on Saturday. The vote that they ended up passing was to vote on changes and funding to the United States Postal Service. The House ultimately passed this, and so now it is expected to go to the Senate and probably die. But they did spend a little bit of time to vote on this. Now, Nancy Pelosi specifically said they will not pass a piecemeal stimulus package. They will not do that. However, that's exactly what she's doing with the United States Postal Service bill. This bill, which ultimately would give the USPS $25 billion, and it would pretty much say no changes to the United States Postal Service process until 2021. Well, that bill is essentially that. It's a piecemeal. It's a piecemeal bill that Senate Republicans said they will not pass a piecemeal offer, a piecemeal bill for the United States Postal Service. It will have to be included in another stimulus package. Right now, Nancy Pelosi seems more worried about that $25 billion and making sure there's no new changes to the United States Postal Service than she's worried about the American people. Before, I used to think Democrats were the only ones looking after the American people. As of right now, it does not look that way. As of right now, Democrats don't care about the American people. As of right now, Republicans, they seem to care, but really, do they? We have no clue. As of right now, Congress does not care about the American people. All they care about is the upcoming election. Now, many people wondered, why would Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, Why would she recall the House back to Capitol Hill to vote on the United States Postal Service crisis, that bill, and not include a second stimulus check or enhance unemployment benefits when those were two things that Democrats pushed for? Those are two things that Democrats wanted. Now, why would she not want to include these two things in the vote? Well, Nancy Pelosi said because she doesn't want to piecemeal the bill. However, some experts predict that Nancy Pelosi is doing this because changes to the post office would ultimately affect their jobs following the election. Now, some people are assuming that Nancy Pelosi is not going to include a second stimulus check or the unemployment extension because she wants to make Republicans, and specifically President Trump, look bad. And that's kind of what it's looking like. That she does not care about the American people. All she cares about is this upcoming election. Now, President Trump said he would love to see a second stimulus check get passed. That he would sign any bill that has a second stimulus check. He would sign any bill that would be good for the American people. Now, this would be seen as a very powerful move coming up for re-election. This close to re-election, many experts believe that if Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats were to approve a second stimulus check, then it would actually help and boost President Trump's numbers. And Nancy Pelosi does not want to do this. So any stimulus package agreed upon right now would actually hurt the Democratic side. It would not help them. And so this is the reason why passing a stimulus package right now, this close to election time, is seen as a bad move for Democrats, which is one of the reasons why many experts believe that Democrats are holding up the stimulus talks and the stimulus negotiations. Not that Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to pass a piecemeal deal. She would pass a piecemeal deal if this was any other year, any other time. But this close to election time, it's not going to happen. I mentioned in the video that I did earlier today, and I will link to that down in the description box below, so if you want to go and check it out. But I mentioned that the longer stimulus negotiations drag on, the less likely it is that there is a second stimulus check, and ultimately, the less likely it is for more stimulus to the American people. What will happen is there will be stimulus for businesses, there will be stimulus for schools, but specifically the American people are going to be neglected in the next stimulus package, as long as it drags on to the end of September, October, and if it drags on any longer than that, really who knows what's going to happen. Now, there is more stimulus available. There is not just a stimulus check, and in my opinion, a stimulus check is probably the smallest stimulus we would receive as Americans. For example, there are currently states open where you can apply for a pandemic EBT. It is simply a food assistance program. If you don't know what this is, if you have children that are currently on free or reduced meal programs through their school, they would be automatically approved for pandemic EBT. For instance, in Washington State, every student that has free or reduced meals would receive $399. It's a one-time payment, and that portal actually closes on August 31st. So if you haven't applied and you live in Washington State, now is the time to do so that you can get you and your child some money to buy some food. Now, many counties across the United States have their own food assistance programs, which have been benefited from the CARES Act, which was passed months ago. Now, anybody that needs help, all you gotta do is contact your county or even your city, and they will direct you to the place, the business, the warehouse that offers these boxes of food. Some of these boxes include vegetables, you got potatoes, you got pastas, fruit, even beans, things like that, which would help out many families. So if you're currently in need of some food, I would call your county, and figure out where you can get this food. How do you apply, or do you just show up and ask for it? In many counties, that's all you have to do. They don't require anything up front. You just show up, say, yes, I am in need of some food, and there you go. They hand you some food and off you go. Not only are there food assistance programs, there's many new rental assistance programs that you can apply for. Some are harder to get into and get the funding, but many of these offer up to $5,000 in rental assistance. For example, if they have a $5,000 maximum, but they don't have a month max, then you can potentially get $5,000, whether it's $5,000 for 1 month or it's $1,000 per month for 5 months. And many of these programs will pay any of your back rent. So if you've been behind for 2 or 3 months, some of these programs will issue checks to your landlord to get you caught up, and some of these will even give you additional funds to help you along the way. With many state evictions coming up or coming to an end very soon, and the executive orders by President Trump doing very little, if anything, to prevent evictions, it's now up to the states, the counties, and the cities to put on some type of rental assistance program, use some of that CARES Act funding to actually help out their residents. For example, here are some new rental assistance programs that might benefit you. Dallas has a $4 million rental assistance fund. This will offer 2 months of assistance up to $3,000, so $1,500 per month. Now again, it's only 2 months, so if your rent in this program is, let's say, $1,000, it will only provide 2 months, so it would give you $2,000. Let's say your rent is $4,000, or let's say $2,000 per month. They would actually give you 1.5 months worth of rental assistance, because they can only give you up to $3,000. In another city, Tulsa, Oklahoma, has a $15 million rental assistance fund. It's a 3 months worth of rental assistance up to $3,000. So again, it's another fund offering some help along the way. Hawaii actually has the Hawaiian Homes Commission recently approved assistance for not only 6 months, but for up to a year for qualified residents. Now, this was changed from 6 months to 1 year a couple weeks ago. Now, families can get up to $3,000 per month in rental assistance. This program, however, is not put on by the state. Okay, this is a separate program run by the Hawaiian Homes Commission, and this program, it is very difficult to get into. You do have to qualify. There's currently a waiting list of around 126 families. So if you live in Hawaii, you need some additional help, this might be a good option for you. In Nevada, this doesn't sound like it's anything for you, however, it can help out. In Nevada, the Commercial Rental Assistance Program begins with a $20 million fund. I know what you're thinking. I don't own any commercial residence, don't own any commercial property. How could that help me? Here's how. It's a $10,000 grant, and it does not have to be paid back. Here's the cool thing. If you've not been able to pay your rent and your landlord owns a bunch of different property, what you can actually do is direct your landlord to this new program in Nevada. It's the Commercial Rental Assistance Program. Again, it began very shortly. It began just recently. If you direct your landlord to this program and they received some of the funds, they can receive up to $10,000 and they don't have to pay a penny of it back. If they receive this money, maybe they would take some of that money and put it towards your back rent. The other cool thing is, one stipulation that goes along with accepting this fund is you cannot evict your tenants. So that would help you out right there by accepting this money. It would pretty much put on a eviction ban on that landlord, so they could not evict you no matter how far back you've been missing your payments. So just want to let you know that is out there, and it will help a lot of people. It is a $20 million fund, so it should help a decent amount of landlords. Now, in all of my videos, I normally end the video by explaining how you can make some money. I explain how I put a link down in the description box below of a new way to make money using the power of the internet, using a computer and your internet connection. You can do all this from home. Well, I want to give you 3 more online businesses that you can take part of, that you can start making money today. I'm going to link to all 3 of these online businesses down in the description box below. These links, they're not to sales courses, they're not to programs. They're to free videos here on YouTube that you can watch. and I will directly walk you through the process step by step by step and explain how it works, how you do it, how you get paid, and everything in between. And the best part about each one of these businesses is it's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. All it takes is time and your commitment. If you can commit to making money from home using the power of the internet, all three of these online businesses will work for you. The first online business, which I'm gonna link to, it will be probably the second link down in the description box below. It's called No Stimulus, No Problem, Get $1,000 per month. In this business, in this video, I show you how to make money as a freelance writer. The cool thing about this business is you don't actually need to type. You have a keyboard, you don't really need it. What you can do if you're using a computer, you're using a laptop which has a built-in microphone, you go to google.com. You go to the Documents app. In there you go to the tools and you do voice typing. When you do voice typing, all you need is a microphone. You speak into the microphone and it types exactly what you just said. So if you're not a very fast typer, no big deal, because you don't actually have to type. This is an incredible business. You can easily make $1,000 or more every single month. Maybe you don't want to type anything. Maybe that's not the thing you want to do. Maybe what you want to do is online translations. Well, there is some websites out there, specifically Google Translator, where you can go, you talk or you type into the software. It will translate the entire thing for you into whatever language you choose. This is something that I've done multiple times, and I've translated from English to French, English to Spanish, English to German, because not only are people paying for this, but I use it for my own business as well. For example, I could easily translate an article from one of my websites to German and make my entire website not only English for English speaking, but for German speakers as well. How simple is that? Well, the cool thing about this is you don't need your own website. Go out there, find people with websites, find people with a YouTube channel, find people with an Instagram account or a Facebook page. You go and let them know, hey, I see you're trying to expand your audience. Maybe you need somebody to translate your post into a different language. So now you can target people in English and French and Spanish and German and Italian. You can do all this, and it only costs you X amount of dollars every single month. This is a great business. So this will be probably the third link down in the description box below. I'm going to show you a video. It's called Earn $100 per hour using Google Translate. If you want to check it out, again, be the third link down in the description box below. Did you know you can easily make $100 per day by being a Google business promoter? And you don't need to run ads. You don't need to really talk to many people. All you got to do is go to google.com, type in any type of business. For example, let's say gardener in Seattle, Washington. Well, what Google's going to do is going to pop up a little map, show their top 3 gardeners in Seattle, Washington, and you can click on one of those businesses. Well, that is not what you're doing. You are not going to be a gardener. What you are going to do is you're going to target not those top 3 businesses. You're going to click on that See More button. It's going to drop down a big list of all the gardeners in Seattle, Washington, and you will go and find the people that have not claimed their Google My Business logo and section. When you do that, you can easily charge $100 for one business. You go and claim their business. Google will go and send them a code to their mailing address. You will take that code once they receive it in about, let's say, 5 days to 2 weeks. You'll take that code, you'll input it into Google's system. It will say, okay, this is the legal owner. Then you can go on and change hours. You can go on and change the days and the time of operations. You can go on and change the phone number, website, even add pictures into their Google My Business profile. By doing that, you take their listing from the bottom of Google and you boost it up into the search. Many people wonder, why would people pay $100 to do this? Well, it's because they don't know it exists. And because of that, being that you know how to do it, if you watch the 4th link down in the description box below, I'll put a video that says make $100 per day from Google Maps. That is a video you need to watch. It's very simple. I've taught a lot of people how to do this. I used to do this full-time myself with one of my businesses, and we made a lot of money. So I want to explain exactly how to do it. So go and watch that video. If you have questions, come back, ask your questions down in the comment section below, and I'll try to help you out the best that I can. So there you guys go. Those are 3 ways you can make money online using the power of the internet from the comfort of your home. So if you want to make some money, you want to put some money in the bank, put some food on the table, keep the roof over your head, these are things you need to do. But again, thanks for watching today's stimulus update video. If you have questions on the second stimulus check, please come back, let me know what your questions are, and I'll try to help you out. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe so that you don't miss tomorrow's second stimulus check update and stimulus package news. And I'll see you guys on the next one.